Hi everyone. We are here on the sidelines of Null. It's 2016 in Goa, and I have a very good old friend of mine, Sastry Tumuluri. And we will be talking to him about Sastry Tumuluri. Hi Sastry, good to meet you after a long time and talk to you. You've come a long way, man. From Haryana?
It's been a good journey. Okay, the distance, of course, there's also a longer way to go forward. Okay, we have a lot of problems to solve in security, and that gives a lot of us opportunities to do a lot of work solving these problems.
Yeah. So tell me, like you started off with the government. Well, when we last met, when I first met you, I would say. And just tell us about what you were doing at that time, very briefly, so that it just sets the context for the people who don't know you.
I was IT advisor and Chief Information Security Officer for the state of Haryana. As the CISO, I was responsible for setting up the whole Information Security Management Office and get started on securing the state's cyber assets.
But now you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, now I am. While I was the CISO, as a part of my responsibility, I wanted to set up a security operations center for the state. And as I went out into the market trying to put solutions together, I realized that how ridiculously expensive setting up visibility solutions, incident response mechanisms into the state is. What I felt was that no, it really need not be that bad. Okay? And it really need not be that time consuming to set up these pieces. So as I looked at them, what I realized is that part of it is because we start looking at visibility as a very elite, highly advanced piece, which it need not be.
Good. So, okay, now that you're an entrepreneur, tell us about like what you're doing, because I am very interested in the products which you are developing.
Okay. So while I was the CISO, I started a few research projects trying to figure out how we can spend less public money and bring visibility to everybody. And some of the people, the interns that were taken to start these projects, they got so hooked in that they were ready to leave their college jobs and join and continue developing this piece that we started. So the Digital Self-Defense, the company that I'm now heading, started off as a group of fresh grads wanting to leave their college jobs and do something really worthwhile, bringing visibility to everybody.
So what sort of products are you making right now?
What we did was that we took a Mozzilla's defense platform, MozDef, which is a very bare bones SIEM, and on top of it, because we wanted to make it inexpensive, we started building provisioning, metering, accounting pieces, as well as piping the security operations information onto a mobile app. So what we did was that we took an on-premise SIM kind of a piece and then turned it into a cloud-based SaaS model product.
So, okay, this is something I sort of understood what you were saying, but can you give me sort of a one-line simple description of the product, say a product name and what it does?
What we have is ActiFend, which is actively defend your online assets.
Okay.
And what it does is that it helps you monitor your websites, your web applications, and any online assets you have from the convenience of your mobile phone.
Mobile phone. Oh, wow. So when we say monitor, it monitors against attacks as well as uptime, downtime and all that also?
Yes. Uptime, downtime is a natural result of what comes out.
Yeah.
Our primary focus is to watch the traffic that comes to it, recognize attacks from it, and send you alerts for any confirmed attacks. We immediately ask you to respond with a high priority alert. If it's only an attack that didn't succeed, we give you a low priority alert so that you know what's going on your stuff.
Okay. So now is this in the cloud, or is it like people can or a buyer or somebody can install it by them on premise itself?
See, the ActiFend product, based on our goal, we wanted to make it dirt cheap for everybody. So the base product is available as a SaaS piece in the cloud. We are a Microsoft Spark Plus partner. So all our SIEM solutions, we have actually two SIEMs monitoring each other. If you're a small business, you don't need to have your own servers for monitoring. You simply run off our servers. However, if you have a business case where you want to do your own stuff, we give you SIEM as a service.
So when we say, let's take the big brand SIEMs for example, they are probably doing the same sort of service which they are offering. And how does your product compare with them in the international sort of scale, let us say?
See, there's a huge difference between the big brand SIEMs or even the mid-range do-it-yourself SIEMs like ELK stacks that people put up. Two big differences is that in order to use our piece, you don't need to, number one, spend on huge amounts of hardware, storage, network engineering, and consulting services to set up a video wall, processes, and so forth. Okay, that's at the highest end of the spectrum, wherein you need crores of budget per annum. Okay, at you need phenomenally competent security engineers to do it yourself, and you're still running into tens of lakhs of budget. What I'm looking at is that if you're running a simple web application or a web server, you should be able to drive in a low traffic piece at as low as $2 a month.
And what about like the threat feeds or correlation feeds?
So we do all the threat feeds. We pull them in and we build the reputation basis, and we also build across our own customer base, pull up intelligence pieces and then give it back to our customers saying that this attack happened in that place, and therefore based on this profile I would like you to take care of this action.
So the threat feeds, let's take for example, as one, there's a pretty critical component in the SIEM because that's the intelligence against which this correlation is done. So here, what are the sources of threat information which you pick up? If you can talk about that, unless it is confidential or it is trade secret.
It's very simple. If you see, our business model is not of going to the highest elite at the highest level of services. We are talking about bringing down advanced security to commodity level. So as a principle, we leverage all open source intelligence bases.
Okay.
There are a huge number of open source intelligence information out there.
Right.
We mine all of those pieces and make them available to our customers through the alerting mechanism.
Yeah.
Plus, we build our own pieces based on the traffic that we watch, and we contribute them back to the open source pieces.
Now tell me one, while we talk about this, and this is of course I am very happy because it is totally developed in India, it is an Indian product, and your entrepreneurial and your technical skills are behind this, as well as the enthusiasm of your team. Now, once you go to market, how would it stack up, against those big players who have got billion-dollar budgets and analyst support?
See, our biggest threat is not analyst support or billion-dollar budgets, okay, because they are targeting large enterprises whom we are not targeting at all. We are trying to go to the common man, people who cannot afford SIEMs, where these guys don't even look at. So we are trying to provide a service to somebody whom nobody else wants to provide this service at all. So that's not the big threat for us.
Okay.
The bigger threat for us is the security consciousness, the desire to do something. Most businessmen say, look, security is an afterthought. So that's the bigger threat for us than the big piece.
So there is compliance built into this. Have you built any compliance, with PCI or ISO or HIPAA or something like that?
See, monitoring itself is a very important and base element for compliance. Since we are looking at monitoring as a piece, okay, the moment you start doing this, you're already compliant with anything related to monitoring, anything that requires monitoring. But compliance as itself is multidimensional, and we are attacking one dimension of it.
Okay. No,
visibility and the responsiveness that comes based on the visibility.
Yeah, because why I ask this question is that most of these, again, big brand SIEMs, they all tout compliance as a very big part of their, features. So, like from what I now understand from you, and this is something which I also have touted for a long time, is that it is a natural fallout.
I agree with you, compliance drives a lot of security, but if somebody who's providing only visibility says that we are compliant with this, we are compliant with that, then it merits a little bit of inner depth as to what exactly do you mean. Because as I said, visibility is one fundamental requirement to complete your compliance. It's not the whole thing. So somebody comes and tells you we are completely, you take a product and you're 100% compliant, I must call them a liar.
Oh. So, okay. Now, besides ActiveFend, which you have, any other product which you are working on or in the pipeline?
See, ActiveFend is the starting point of our piece.
Okay.
Visibility enables a whole bunch of things. The moment you open your eyes, the moment you see your attackers, it enables you to do a lot of things.
Right.
So we are looking at incident response solutions that are built on top of visibility so that you can have rapid response capabilities. And at the extreme, we are trying to look at a cyber war games platform wherein this visibility piece becomes a platform onto which everybody collaborates.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Yeah. So, have you been able to showcase or stay talk about the product with other people or with the government or enterprise?
So yeah, we've been talking to people whom I've been interacting with in the past in an opportunistic manner, both big brand consulting firms as well as both big brand consulting firms as well as a couple of large vendors have shown interest in trying to take our platform and offer it to their customers.
And have you done any sort of POCs or installations of with any place where it is running right now?
See, ActiveFend as a product has already been launched about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And since then we've processed over a crore of event feeds that have come in. We have provided significant value to our customers. One of our customers actually is proudly telling his investors, saying that I am protected by ActiveFend and that's how I sleep safely.
So what would be the URL sort of where somebody can go and, is it a sign up? This is the cloud.
There is a WordPress plugin called ActiveFend and there is an Android and an iOS mobile app called ActiveFend. Start there.
So that's
the moment you go
ACTI
FEND, actively defend, ActiveFend.
Great. So we'll put it on there will be a caption over here.
Yes. So there's a mobile app with that name. That's the only one.
Okay, great. So I do hope this sort of takes off great, and this will be a great, I would say, contribution from the makers of India, and I wish you the best, really from the bottom of my heart. It makes me so happy, to know what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. What you're doing is also a great service to people like us, trying to talk about us and let people know what we're doing. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.